Hey everyone, how have you been? It's been a while. Um, so man, I don't know about you guys, but I literally cannot remember like what the day of the month is or what the day of the week is, and I've been really struggling with that. Uh, really, since we went into lockdown. Wow, almost 2 years ago now. And there's been a lot of changes, and so if you set the Wayback Machine to about 2019, I started making videos for here, and cross posted them on some other platforms. And at the time, I was kind of exploring different ideas on what to make my content be about. A lot of the things I talked about were like product management, professional development, leadership, like work stuff. And then I abruptly went radio silent. I was gone. I had all these great plans, great ambitions, great ideas, and then nothing. I went radio silent. So now here I am back, first full length for me video in a long time. And I had a bunch of different ideas what I wanted to speak about. And for me, as a consumer of content like this, I feel like the presenter has to be authentic. It's very easy to tell if somebody is disingenuous or if they're not really invested in what they're talking about, or if they don't really know what they're speaking about. It's very apparent. And I feel that that is a it's an inherent quality that you need to have. You need to feel a sense of conviction and a sense of worth in what you say and be honest about yourself and about what you're trying to do and what you're trying to get across. Because really, if people have those doubts or concerns about what I'm saying, why would they even listen? And why would they think anything I say is of value, right? So I thought I would use this chance to explain kind of what happened, why I went radio silent, and how we got to where we are today. So if you set the Wayback Machine back to 2020, we're dealing with lockdown and everything. And I'd been dealing with some personal health issues. I had this consistent cough that I couldn't quite shake. And being in Texas, it's always allergy season, 12 months out of the year. It's the only place I've ever been where allergies literally exist all year long. And I had this cough I couldn't shake, and it progressed to where I was wheezing and would sometimes have a hard time catching my breath. And what really frightened my wife was, there was times where I would fall asleep first, and she was like, "I can hear you wheezing." So she goes, "You're going to a doctor." Fine. And so went to the doctor, did some tests, tried a few things, thought maybe it was like acid reflux or maybe it was like allergy. So I had to take some additional medication for that, and nothing worked. And so got upgraded, did some additional chest x-rays and a CT scan. And my doctor called me, and I could tell she was really upset or really nervous about this. And she told me that there was a 4 centimeter mass in my right lung, and she was like, "It's too early to say if this is cancer. And there's other things it could be. We have to know for sure. I'm going to refer you to a pulmonologist, and we'll go from there." So immediately my mind went to, holy shit, you're going to die. Because I used to smoke high school through college. I quit when I graduated college, but I was a consistent smoker for a number of years. So lung cancer has been something that's always kind of been on the periphery of me to be worried about it like popping up at some point, right? And so I went through some exercises with a pulmonologist, and he did a bronchoscopy. And long story short, it was not stage 4 lung cancer, which is what the pulmonologist said it would have been if that had, like, for a mass that size. It turned out to be a mass of sarcoidosis, which is an autoimmune condition, which is basically just these clumps of inflamed tissue just formed throughout your body. It's very common from what I've experienced and what I've seen in the skin and in the lungs. And so I was on a pretty strong steroid regimen for the last year to try to shrink this thing, to get it out of my chest. And The good news is knock on wood, I'm doing good. I'm on the mend, working at getting my full lung capacity back. It's becoming very apparent how out of shape I got over a year of really not being able to do anything. And fun fact, also too, when you get off a steroid regimen, they don't tell you, especially if you've been on it for a while, is you tend to develop arthritis type tendencies. Fun fact, who knew? So dealing with that, which honestly is just like the muscles have atrophied, and you just got to stretch them out and get them back to fighting shape. So, but why was I not doing videos during this time? Honestly, it was vanity, pure and simple vanity. I put on about 20, 25 pounds on the steroids, and it was very apparent in my face. If you've ever been on steroids, you know what I'm talking about when I say like the moon face thing, right? And like, I didn't want to see pictures of me. I didn't want to sit down and make a video of me because I knew I would have to edit it, and I didn't want to even see myself in the mirror. And it struck me because it's an irrational fear. Because and irrational fears don't make sense. That's why we call them irrational fears. It's not like a fear of falling or snakes or spiders. It's like, oh no, because I look a certain way and because I don't want to see me, nobody else wants to see me either. And nobody's going to think what I have to say is going to be of any value because they won't be able to get past this. Now, I'm not saying I am a Adonis figure by any stretch of the imagination to begin with, but it was pretty bad, even for my fairly low standards. So it gave me a lot of time to think about why I was doing this and why I wanted to create content in the first place. Was it vanity? Was it to be seen? Was it to be liked or popular? And honestly, when I get right down to it, it's that old school feeling of a book being judged by its cover. I figured that people would look at me in the videos and instantly dismiss whatever I had to say because I didn't fit a certain type of like predetermined mold of what acceptable was. And I realized that was insanely stupid on my part and very egotistical on my part. And so I thought a lot about what I want to do with video content going forward and what do I want my videos to be about. And I think I'm always going to be drawn to creating videos on things that I'm passionate about, things like product management, product marketing, products that I genuinely think really hit the mark. I don't really like people who make product videos or content about stuff they don't like, because as the last 10 years have showed us, there's really a lot of negativity out there. I mean, quite frankly, there's too much of it. And I don't want to be a person that goes out there with the intent of tearing something down. I like building people up. That's one of the things I really felt passionate about when I did learning and development, when I did facilitation, is I enjoyed building. I enjoyed building people up. I enjoyed people coming in and working with me and leaving with different ideas, different ways of doing things, you name it, different tools in their toolbox, the whole shebang. So that's a very long-winded way of saying I honestly don't know if I will consistently be making content in a particular vein, genre, or category, you name it. I am going to make content that resonates with me and why it resonates with me. These could be things like products that I'm particularly passionate about, services that I think are good, professional development ideas that, mentors have shared with me that I think are great and that I want to pass along, you name it. And I'm also not going to be committing to a regular schedule just now, because I've just now kind of getting done with all my health stuff behind me, and I have a very experienced friend and colleague who gave me some advice early on when I said I wanted to start creating content like this. He suggested that I build a backlog of content. Now, you find that funny, somebody suggesting, hey, make a backlog to a product person. And so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to really start to stew and think about different content that I want to create and create a backlog and then make the videos on that and then release them periodically when they're ready. This has been a very candid one. This is my first one back, and I kind of wanted to explain to everybody where I've been and what's been going on. So that's it. That's the story with me. I hope you all are staying safe. I hope you all are doing great. And just know that I really wish nothing but the best for you in the year to come. I hope you all have a kick ass year in 2022. And I hope you hang around and I hope you enjoy what comes next. And if you have any thoughts or suggestions for things I could or should like read about or talk about or different people I could collaborate with to share, whatever, like I'm game. It's a totally blue ocean approach here. Nothing is, I'm not saying no to anything. Like I'm not talking about like I'm going to stand up an OnlyFans page or anything like that. God help you if I did. But you know what I mean. I'm open to collaborate. I'm open to new ideas. I want to learn and I want to grow and I want to be able to pass that knowledge along to help other people grow and get better too. So anyway, hope you guys take care and I'll see you soon. Bye.